Last weekend I went to Quebec City. The drive there was absolutely gorgeous, but as you can see, my camera failed to capture the lovely greenness that I saw. This is my second time in Quebec City. Last year I'd gone for one day and had only seen what is known as Vieux Québec, or Old Quebec, the old city. Old Quebec is absolutely gorgeous. All the buildings are hundreds of years old, and it feels like you're going back in time. We're going to a different country because everything is French and everything is incredibly old. Despite the fact that these places are amazing and beautiful and different, I was excited to see something new this time around. I spent my morning touring Old Quebec. This is a very touristy area of Quebec and everything is overpriced and there's tons of people walking around everywhere you go. But nonetheless, it's beautiful and interesting and unlike any other place that I've ever been. After lunch, we wanted to climb up to the Plains of Abraham, but they were closed because they were preparing for the Elton John concert. So we found some big hill and decided to climb up it. It was really difficult, but what we found was pretty darn interesting.
Should I come from
We ended up climbing up the hill to the Citadel. We didn't really know what it was, and when we got up there that there were people wearing weird spacesuits, singing songs, playing drums, carrying flags, etc. We were kind of creeped out. It turned out to just be a dance troupe. They were expressing the history of Quebec through dance. It was a very interesting experience, and I really enjoyed it. Of course, I was kind of confused at the beginning and a little frightened that I was following grouped with like 500 people down the street with creepy space costumes. But in the end it was cool, an experience I really enjoyed. That evening I went to a Cirque du Soleil show. It was free and it took place under an overpass. I'd never seen Cirque du Soleil before, so I had no idea what to expect, but it was probably one of the coolest things I've ever seen. The overpass had all this really good cool graffiti on it, and the lights were set up, and there were hundreds of people there watching Cirque du Soleil, and it was all for free, which I think is the best part. Overall, I was just amazed that something like this could happen. I don't know of any other place where you can see Cirque du Soleil in an environment like that. I was just impressed that the city would do something so cool for the people in it, and I really enjoyed the show and spent my entire night smiling and just staring at them in awe. After the show, we decided to see the end of Elton John. And as we were walking, we could hear the music, and finally we got to Parliament, and we found this big screen, and we caught the end of Elton John. After that, there were tons of people walking around the street, and we stumbled across these really cool Quebecois musicians playing traditional music. Everyone was singing and dancing, and everyone seemed to know all the lyrics, and it was really interesting to watch, but some of the francophones didn't really like us anglophone tourists watching them. The next morning we went to Chute Montmorency, which is a huge waterfall somewhere in Quebec City. The bus ride was really long, but we got to see some really pretty old areas of the city, and I am so jealous if people get to live in super cute old houses like they have there. The waterfall was amazing. It was super loud and you got soaked when you went to the bottom, and I had to climb up 595 steps once I'd gotten to the bottom, but it was beautiful and I loved it. Overall, I fell in love with Quebec City my second time around. I just saw so many things that I could never see anywhere else, and the culture and the beauty that is alive in that city really amazed me, and I absolutely loved it.